Hi guys, Nicholas here at Online Calisthenics, and today we're going to talk about explosive push-ups. If you're already a push-up master, then it's time to move on to the explosive types of push-ups. Before we get started, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're new and stay up to date with our weekly videos. So let's start with the basic clap push-up. Here is how it goes. You start in a plank, push up and clap your hands. Clap your hands at the top and control the descent. So we've seen how it looks. Now let's talk about details. Make sure that you start in a hollow plank position with your shoulders completely protracted at the top. That way you get full range of motion when you get up and down. That gives you more explosivity because you'll use more muscles. So it will really get you more power overall. So you'll be able to jump. Whereas if you just stay with your back, not engage at the beginning, that's not going to give you as much strength, so you're going to lag that speed. So make sure to protract at the top and really use your scapula to descend. And as you're pressing, just lift the floor and clap quickly, come back down. If you're not able to clap your hands yet, you can just do the same exact thing. Just lift your palms off the ground when you jump. That's really all for now. And then once you feel comfortable and you get some height, then you start clapping your hands, and that will be the next step. Here, clap your hands at the top. Descend, clap at the top, and make sure to go fast enough so you can really absorb that shock on the way down to make sure that your wrist doesn't get hurt and that you're able to absorb the descent, just like that. So make sure to use the scapula on the descent. It's not just your arms, otherwise your elbow is going to hurt. Now let's talk about the chest clap push-ups. It's a little harder than the classic clap push-ups. Let's take a look. So it's really a matter of how quick you can get your hands to your chest and how high you can pike up, because you need to use your core. At the top, I'm really engaging my core, so that gives me time to clap and come back. From here, you really want to engage the core as well as the other parts we mentioned before, because that's what's going to give you that little air time to be able to clap and come back. Now let's move on to the next explosive push-ups, which is the X push-ups. These ones are a little harder because you're going to lift your hands and your feet off the ground on every jump. So on every jump, you lift everything off the ground. So let's talk about detail. In that X push-up, you're going to have your feet spread out and your hands a little bit asymmetrical, so not at the same level. You're going to have your hands slightly over the other one and then switch on every jump. Every time you jump, release and then switch your hands and then go again. Every time you do that, you lift your feet off the ground. Here, you need to engage your core even more than you would on the previous push-ups that we saw, because that's what's going to help lifting your legs off the ground as well. So remember that you got to push through your chest, core, arms, and legs. Definitely legs. Jump up, switch your hands, and land. Now let's move on to the Superman push-up, which is the hardest push-up we'll talk about today. Let's take a look. Now let's talk about details. You would start in a normal plank position as you would start any push-up. Get as low as possible to the ground to get as much range of motion as possible to initiate as much strength as possible in your movement. Let's take a look. I'm going to press equally in my hands, core, and feet on my way up. Here, I'm pushing really in everything that I got. From here, glutes and core, and legs and feet. That elevates me here. And at the top, I'm trying to get that overhead extension as much as possible. This is the hardest part of that type of push-up, is to get that overhead extension and that lat extension at the top of the push-up and be able to have enough time to come back down with hands under your chest to absorb the shock on the descent. Here, come back. Make sure that your hands are under your chest. Make sure that you're not landing with your hands under your shoulders. That may be a big problem, and it could injure your shoulders. So make sure that your hands are low enough when you come back down. Very important detail. And then make sure to activate those legs to absorb the shock as well. And from here, exhale again and go for another rep. The Superman push-ups are not easy, so take your time and make sure you progress little by little with the previous exercises we mentioned, and then make your way out to the Superman push-up. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. You can start your own calisthenics workout at onlinecalisthenics.com. There's plenty of workouts, step by step, from beginner to advanced, and many skills involved in the process. In the meantime, drop any questions in the comment, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.